Hi friends, today we'll discuss about gold loans life cycle in India. What is gold loan? Loan given against gold as a security. Loan against gold is called gold loan. And scheduled loan whereby a fixed payment towards principal and interest or only to the interest each month. Gold loan is a secured loan. Gold loan pledging their gold articles as collaterals and customer will get the loan. Major products available in the market. Major products available in the market. EMI gold loans where a fixed payment towards principal and interest. If customer is paying a EMI amount, portion of the amount will go to the principal and portion of the amount will go to the interest. For example, I have taken example 1 lakh rupees loan, 12% per annum, 1 year the tenure, then you are paying EMI monthly 8,884 rupees. So total you are paying 1,06,618. In that 1 lakh will be adjusted to principal and 6,618 rupees will be adjusted to interest. Even you can see the structure also. EMI will be same every month, but interest portion will be reducing month on month depend on the outstanding balance. First month 1000 rupees adjusted to interest and remaining adjusted to the principal. Another major product available in market is bullet loans. Here payment towards the interest each month. So interest will be paid monthly and principal will be bullet one time on maturity. If you take 1 lakh loan every month 12% per annum and 1 year every month you will pay 1000 rupees, on maturity you will pay 1 lakh. So you can take an example 1 lakh rupees 12% 12 months. If your loan has taken on 1st January and type is bullet and interest payment is monthly. So you are paying 1000 rupees every month, but on the last month interest plus principal as a bullet you are paying. Second one is bullet loan, but here interest will be each quarter and principal will be bullet on the maturity. So same 1 lakh 12%. 12 months started on 1st January, type is bullet and interest is quarterly. So every 3 months you are paying 3000 rupees and last month 1 lakh plus 3000 as a bullet amount. So banks or financial institutions, they want to give a gold loan to the customer. First they have to create a product. This product will have product parameters. When a customer approach the bank will take all the necessary documents and they will open a loan under a particular product. So whatever the product parameters under the product will be transferred to the account. Now we will discuss how to create a product and we will discuss about the product parameters. So first will be product name. For every product there will be one name. Swarna Shakti is our product name. What is a product will be called? This is product name. Then what is the start date, end date for the product? So start date, this product will be available for the public. Expiry date means automatically this product will be closed and which is not available for the public. Minimum amount 25,000. Minimum amount financed under this scheme or in this product. If customer approaches, I want 10,000 rupees, you should say like no, in this product minimum loan amount is 25,000. And same way, what is the maximum amount? If I mentioned as 5 lakhs rupees, if customer comes for 6 lakh rupees, you should say like under this product only loan can be given up to 5 lakhs amount only. Minimum rate of interest, if I mention 14%, if any customer comes and he asks for the 13%, 12%, you should say minimum rate of interest to be charged on any loan under the scheme is 14%. Below 14%, I cannot lend. What is the maximum interest? If you have mentioned 33%, you should not charge more than 33% on any loan under this scheme. If you mention 25%, then you have to charge only 25% maximum on the loan under this scheme. Purity. So when you are giving loan against gold, so gold will have a purity. This will be 18 carat, 19 carat, 20 carat, 21 carat, 22 carat. So eligible gold ornament with purity under the scheme you can fix. If it is gold is 22 carat only, then I will give a money under this scheme, or 20 carat. So these you can mention in product level as a product parameter. So in product parameter itself, you can say how you want to pay the principal payment frequency. If it is monthly, then it will become a EMI loan. If we say bullet, then your principal will be collected on the maturity. Interest payment frequency. Interest payment frequency can be monthly or quarterly. If it is monthly, every month interest will be paid by the customer. If it is quarterly, interest will be paid quarterly by the customer. Next is penal interest. So product level we should say penal interest yes or no. No means penal interest is not applicable. If you say yes, then you have to give the 2% or 3%, 5%. Then you have to select the calculation method, whether you want calculate this penal interest on the total outstanding or principal outstanding or interest outstanding. And another product parameter is tenure. Tenure can be 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 48 months. If you say 6 months, your product tenure, customer comes for 5 months, you should say like under this product I can give loan for tenure of 6 months only. And pre-closure. In product level you have to mention whether pre-closure allowed yes or no. No means you will not allow pre-closure. The person taken the loan should be run this loan up to the maturity. Before that he can't close. If you say yes, before maturity date loan can be pre-closed. And when you say pre-closure is yes, then you should ask for the charges yes or no. This parameter also you have to select. No means it is not applicable. If it is yes, then you have to say the what is the percentage, whether percentage 2%, 3%, 4% or 5%. So if it is 4% or 5% or 2%, if any customer is pre-closing his loan before maturity, then this percentage will be collected from the customer. Loan to value, LTV. This can be product level, you can fix it 70%, 75, 80, 85, 90. Loan to value of an asset. For example, in my product I said 80% LTV. If customer comes for a gold loan and he has given a gold ornament for the valuation, total valuation is 1 lakh rupees. So my LTV is loan to value is 80%. Then I'll give loan for 80,000 only. Interest rate in case of late payment. For example, if it is interest should be paid monthly, means every month you have to pay interest. If customer is not paying, I'll charge late payment interest on the interest. So in product level you have to mention for the 30 days 3% extra interest, 60 days 6%, 90 days 9%. These can be decided by the bank or financial institution during the creation of a new product. So for example, in my example 1 lakh is the loan amount, rate of interest is 18%, period is 12 months and loan has taken on 1st January, type is bullet and interest payment is monthly. So you are taken on 1st January, 1st February you have to pay 1500 rupees as your interest. Customer has not paid. So first March what will happen? Another 1500 will be due, and first 1500 will be due, and late interest will be charged on 1500. 3% we have configured as 3%. So 1500 rupees for 30 days we are charging 3% extra interest, that is 3 rupees 75 paisa. So customer has to pay 3 rupees 75 paisa. If he is not paying fourth month also, then we will charge 6%, because for the 60 days we have parameterized as 6%. So what is the fee for this product? If you are defined as processing fees, yes or no. No means it is not applicable. If it is yes, then you have to mention the percentage. It may be 2%, 3%, 4% plus GST 18%. And valuation fees. If it is no, then it is not applicable. You are not charging any valuation fee on this loan. But in product level, if it is yes, then you have to mention as what is the percentage. If it is 1% plus GST. If you say 2%, 2% plus GST. So example, 1 lakh is the loan, 18% interest, 12 months, 1st January you are taken bullet, and processing fees is 2%, then 2000 rupees on 1 lakh, and GST is 18%, 360 rupees, then 2360 will be collected from the customer. Valuation fee is 1000 rupees, 1% on the loan amount, GST is 18%, 180 rupees, 1180 rupees will be collected from the customer. Another product parameter is prepay lock period. Yes or no? No means it is not applicable. If it is yes, then you have to mention number of days, 15 days. What is prepay lock period? The number of period during which the borrower is restricted from repaying. For example, my prepay lock period is 15 days, means customer has taken loan today, another 15 days customer cannot repay my loan. No repayment allowed during this period. It can be 15 days, 30 days, 60 days. During this period will not allow any repayment. Disbursement authority. So person eligible to authorize loan disbursement transaction. In banks and financial institutions, a lot of people will be working in different categories. Different categories people will have different limits. For example, level 1 person will have 20,000 to 3 lakhs. Level 2 person will have 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs. So depend on the loan amount, the particular person will authorize the disbursement transaction. Next one will be the document master should be finalized in product level. What are the documents should be collected during loan process? It can be Aadhaar copy, PAN copy, passport, voter ID, ration card. Depend on the product, you can say the mandatory document should be collected. Daily gold rate updation. So when you want to give a loan to the customer on gold, these gold rate will be changing every moment, but financial institutions, banks will update this gold rate daily. Depend on this gold rate only, loan amount will be calculated. So every day you will enter the date and you enter the gold rate. Depend on the gold rate, all the carat value will be fixed. For example, if it is gold rate is 4367, okay, 22 carat is this much rate, 20%, 20 carat, 19 carat will be decided on the gold rate. So first, now bank and financial institution, they have created a product. Now they want to give a loan. First they have to register the customer. So during the registration of the customer, bank and financial institution will capture the customer details, like what is the branch, what is the date, what is the Aadhaar number, PAN number, first name, middle name, last name, gender of the customer, date of birth of the customer. Because some banks, they'll say like, we'll give loan, those age is 18 years, 21 years, and customer mobile number, email ID, customer category, religion, caste, occupation, qualification, marital status, risk category, source of income, gross annual income, present address, permanent address, bank details, document details, emergency contact details. These are captured and stored during the customer registration. Bank details will be like IFSC code, bank name, branch name, name according to the passbook, bank account number will be captured during the customer registration. After the disbursement, amount should be transferred to this bank only. Verification, Aadhaar and PAN verification will be completed before processing the loan application. During the customer registration, Aadhaar number and PAN verification will be completed. If it is rejected, then we will not give the loan to the customer. Then loan origination. Now customer registration part is completed. We have collected all customer related information and we have collected bank details and we have collected the bank details, everything we have collected. Now we are going for the loan origination. During the loan abbreviation, loan application, gold valuation, loan application approval, CAM form, signed document upload, insurance document upload, loan disbursement authentication is involved for the loan origination. So before giving the loan, we'll go for the dedupe. Customer dedupe should be completed before processing loan application, whether the said customer is an existing customer or is holding any existing loan with us, whether the existing loan is closed or it is a running, whether if it is running, it is regular or the customer is not paying regularly. These things can be verified during the dedupe process. Loan application details. During the loan application, will capture which branch the loan application should be processed, what is the application date, what is the customer number, because already we have created a customer, then the number will be entered here. Loan product, which product, so we have created a product, you can select the, we have a different products available. In different products we have different parameters. For example, maybe customer wants 10 lakhs, then he can go for the another product. If customer want best rate, he can go for different product. Then insurance, rate of interest, nominee details. Nominee details includes nominee name, gender, first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, Aadhaar number, phone number, relation with customer. These will be captured during nomination. Then we'll capture the customer photo and bulk ornament photo. So we'll capture the customer photo and bulk ornaments. If the customer is giving ornaments more than one item, then we'll capture the bulk ornaments photo. Then we'll capture the individual asset details. So what is a jewelry item, whether it is a ring, chain, bangle, number of items, gross weight, then what is a dust and stone. Then we'll remove the dust and stone weight from the gross weight, then we'll get the net weight. So net weight is 50 grams and we have removed 3 grams as the wastage. Now it is 47 grams. So we have identified it is a purity of 20 carat. Today's rate is 3872 for the 20 carat. So LTV is 80%. Then we have calculated 80%. It is 3097. So total market value is 47 grams into 3097. It is 1,45,000. So total market value is 1,45,000. So what is the total eligible amount under this product? For example, in product level we have defined what is the maximum loan amount. For example, in this product we have mentioned as 1,20,000. So we'll say like customer, we can give 1,20,000, customer request 1 lakh only. Then finally we'll deduct the processing fee 2,000 rupees and 98,000 will be given to the customer. This is the final amount. Payment mode. So 98,000, how to pay to the customer? He wants cash or bank. He wants multi-mode, means some part he want as a cash, some bank transfer, bank plus card, card plus check, or somebody they can ask for the NEFT, RTGS. These will be captured during payment mode details capture. Then we'll go for the gold valuation. So we'll have a valuer 1 and valuer 2. When it comes to gold valuation for a loan, the sanction amount is subject to the purity of the gold. If I say 20 carat, we have two valuers. One valuer is says 19%, another valuer is says 20 carat purity. So whichever is less or whichever is higher, these will be depend on the bank or financial institution decision. The higher of the purity of the gold, the higher of the loan amount sanctioned will be. If you know that purity of gold high, then you will get a more loan eligibility. Loan application approval. So maker checker authority, loan should be sanctioned more than one person. In financial institution and bank, one loan should be sanctioned by more than one person. One will be the maker and another will be checker. So in this sanction also we'll have a levels. Somebody can sanction up to 5 lakhs, somebody can 10 lakhs, somebody can 15 lakhs. Credit appraisal memo. Credit appraisal memo should generate with all the approvals from different departments. So who has prepared the loan application, who has approved, who has given the valuation, first valuation, second valuation, and different people recommendation depend on the customer bank details or customer financial status. They can give the recommendations. Document upload. So all the signed document obtained from the customer related to the loan application will be uploaded into the system for the future reference. So with ornament details, sanction letter, and asset details. So all the document we are given to the customer and we are taken the signature, and these documents will be uploaded to the system. Insurance document upload. So most of the banks and financial institutions, they are going for the insurance coverage. If something happens to the customer, then they'll get the claim settlement from the insurance company. Insurance document should be signed by the customer and same will be uploaded into the system for the future reference. Loan disbursement. Loan should be ready for the disbursement with proper approvals and levels. Loan disbursement authentication. It is a maker checker. So one person will go for the disbursement, another person will be authentication. After disbursement authentication, funds will be transferred to the customer account as per his request. So he can request for cash, he can request for bank or multi-mode. Repayment schedule will be generated after loan disbursement authentication only. Thank you friends. If you like my video, please subscribe and share with your friends also. So today only I covered up to the loan origination. In my next video, we'll discuss about gold loan management, servicing. So how to repay, how to pre-close, how to release the ornaments, how to close on the maturity, top up loan, everything we'll discuss on next video.